In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about text messaging or SMS inside your Amplify account. So here we are in a demo account. The first thing we're going to do is go to settings and go to phone system. We need to make sure that you have a phone number connected and that it is A2P 10DLC compliant. Now, if this does not make sense or you're not sure, just reach out to us. We can check your account for you, or you can just go to settings and phone system. And this is what you want to see. You want to see a dedicated phone number that has this green A2P verified indicator. And if you don't see this, either you don't see a phone number at all, that means we need to get you set up with a phone number, or maybe you see a phone number, but it doesn't show A2P verified. That just means we have to walk you through the A2P verification process, which is a regulatory process to allow you to send and receive text messages from the account. It is governed by a whole bunch of different laws, and there's a lot of restrictions and regulations, but we can walk you through that whole process. So let's assume this is what you're seeing. You have a dedicated phone number or multiple numbers, and you have the A2P verified badge on there. In that case, we're going to go to contacts. And if we just click on a test contact that has a phone number, if we want to send a message one-to-one to this contact, as long as we have their phone number, we can just click down here at the bottom, make sure you're on SMS, and you can then type your message. You can also use what are called snippets, which are pre-written responses, which are saved over here on the marketing tab. So you can create snippets so that you don't have to keep typing in the same thing again and again. For instance, if I wanted to send a quick snippet to acknowledge that I got your message, boom, click, and it is there. Now keep in mind, you must have consent in order to send text messages, whether it is one-to-one or one-to-many. There's a lot of regulation around SMS compliance, so make sure you're only sending text messages to people who have explicitly opted in to receive those communications from you. The other thing to keep in mind is you want to have your name somewhere in the message, and you also want to have an opt-out clause that says something like reply stop to unsubscribe. So now let's assume you want to send a bulk campaign, an SMS campaign, to a group or a segment of your list. Remember, in a previous video, we talked about smart lists. You can add as many smart lists as you want to segment your contact list. Right now, we just have one general list, which is all of the contacts in this account. If I wanted to send an SMS to all of the contacts, as long as I have their phone number on file and I have consent to send to them, all I would do is click this checkbox here at the top and then go down to more and click send SMS. I can then write an action name, which is just an internal name for tracking purposes so you know exactly what you did, and then pick a phone number. And then you can either pick a template. Again, these are the snippets that are saved over here in the marketing tab, or you don't have to. You can just start typing out your message here. And then you send SMS, and it's going to send to all of the people you've selected. So this is obviously the most powerful when you are segmenting your list. You don't want to just send the same message to everyone. You want to segment different lists. Maybe you want to send a message to previous clients. Maybe you want to send a message to prospects who never ended up moving forward with you. You can do that by creating smart lists first, then selecting the smart list, and then following those same steps. One other thing I want to point out here is that when you are writing your SMS message, you can personalize it using custom values. So for instance, if I wanted to put their first name here, go hi, first name, how is everything going, right? So that is the custom values right here. There's a whole bunch of different options to pull from. The ones that are going to be most helpful are probably going to live in this contact category because this pulls from each individual contact record. So if I wanted to inject their first name, last name, full name, email, phone number, all of that, I can do that here. One other way to send SMS messages from the system, and that would be using automations. We've talked about automations in previous videos, but this is where you have triggers and then you have actions. They live down here under automations and workflows. And just to show you how that works real quick, if I create a new workflow from scratch, let's say that for every new contact that gets created, I want to SMS. So now you see how I have a trigger of contact created and I have an SMS. And again, I can either select from a template or I can just type my message out here. I can save it, I can publish it, and of course, test it before you go live. Now keep in mind though, if you use automations, if you use the one-on-one capabilities, or if you're sending in bulk, the same rules apply. You need to have opt-in consent to send text messages. You need to have your business name in that message, and you need to have some type of opt-out clause, usually something like reply stop to unsubscribe. If you have any questions at all about the SMS capabilities of Amplify, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help.